Hello class, today we're going to go over section 4.4. It's area of a triangle. This should be review for a lot of you, but I'm going to actually manipulate so that we can actually understand this using trigonometry. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a triangle. So I'm going to draw a triangle for you. And this triangle, I'm going to drop an altitude. Oops. Let me fix that. It glitched on me, but that's okay. That's going to be a right angle. This will be my height. This bottom area is going to be my base. This is my angle, and I'm going to call this side A. And obviously this over here would be my side C. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate to you guys how I can generate these formulas that are down here below. And this is how we do it. So if I take sine of angle C, sine of angle C is the opposite. So that's going to be the hypotenuse, or I'm sorry, the H, over the hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse here is going to be my A. And then I'm going to do a little bit of manipulation, and so I'm going to get A sine of angle C, I'll do that so you guys can see, is equal to H. And then what I'm going to use is this equation that was given. And I'm going to use that to generate the formula down below. So I'm going to go K is equal to 1/2. I know B, but I'm going to substitute H to be A sine of angle C. And so we see that if we rewrite that, we can get 1/2 A times B sine of angle C. And that is this first equation. And this is how you find area if you're given an angle and two sides. So, and the angle has to be included, meaning it's in between the two sides. So this is the side, this is the included angle, and then here's the side. So that's what that means. Okay. So when we're using this, it's going to be used when we have side angle side. Okay. There are the three formulas. There's a theorem, and that theorem is basically just reiterating the formula. And now let's do an example with that. And so this triangle is going to look like this. And so I'm going to get this as my A. I'm going to call this 30 degrees. I'll call this B. This will be 8. This will be 6. And this will be my side C. And so we want to find the area. And so the area we're going to use is we have our A, our B, and our C. So we're going to go K is equal to 1/2 8 times 6 times sine of 30 degrees. Well, that's going to be 1/2 of 48 sine of 30 degrees, and that's going to be 24 sine of 30 degrees. But we know that 30 degrees, because we know our unit circle, is 1/2. And so we're going to get a K of 12, and we have to remember they're square units. We don't know what the units were here, but we do know the area is always a squared unit. Okay, the next formula that we have, it comes from a theorem. It's Heron's formula, and Heron's formula, it's also known as Hero's formula. So that's another way you guys can think about it, Heron or Heroes. And this is used, and this is important you guys get this, this is used when you have or know all three sides. Okay, so that's important. It's telling us that we know all three sides. And so this is the formula right here. The area, K, is equal to S times S minus A, the quantity S minus A times the quantity S minus B times the quantity S minus C. And then it tells us how to find our value S. And so this value S, let's do this example and find it. So that's going to be 1/2 the three sides summized. And so my S is going to be 1/2 of 16. So S in this problem is going to be 8. Now to find the area, we now use Hero's formula. And it's going to be K is equal to the square root of 8 times 8 minus 4 times 8 minus 5 times 8 minus 7. And that's going to give me, that's going to give me 8 times 4 times 3 times 1. And that's going to be 8 times 12. 8 times 12 is 96. And we can break that down. Actually, I'm going to break it down in perfect squares. So 16 and 6. And we know that the square root of 16 is 4. So it's going to be, the area is going to be 4 square root of 6. And again, we need to remember that it's going to be squared units. This is the two formulas that we're going to be using in section 4 of chapter 4. I hope you found this useful. As always, all the best.